they got them everywhere. Miami, CSIs, those CSI Miami with that Horatio or Fellatio or whatever his dumbass name is, where he has to take his little sunglasses off in the first 10 seconds and say something cute. Yeah, fuck that guy. Nothing like that shit. Bosch is actually cool. Welcome everyone to Canadian Talkin Shop podcast. I am your host, Stu Francis, and joining me today, like every other Sunday, is the man from BC. He's on an island, but not an island of his own. The king of the cheems means the funny yellow dog, Mr. Mike Bierkoff. What's up, brother?
Not too much. Doing great today. I am on an island of my own, inside my own brain.
Well, that sounds dark. Care to elaborate?
Oh, it's a paradise. You know, you get your own little paradise in your brain. Now I'm sounding crazy. I might need some mental help, but
We already knew you needed mental health well before you established it just now. No worries. Me too. And that's why we work so well together as a team. We need mental health issues. Like this guy already, he's 5 seconds in. I won't even go any further on that one. But welcome everyone to another episode. We're already off the rails already, and it's been not even 2 minutes in. But we're just going to start off this week's episode by just thanking you, the listeners, for all the feedback that you've been giving. Myself, as I won't speak for Mike, but myself especially, reaching out, especially about on the Canada Day special, remembering Cooper and just what it meant to you and how it touched you. And I just really appreciate it. I just really appreciate that care. And it's still weird to me that people actively look out to listen, but people are starting to get generally excited about what we're doing, Mike. They're messaging going, I can't wait till next week's episode, or I really liked this and that. And so keep on keeping on with the responses. But if you're on YouTube, leave us some comments on YouTube. We're having difficulties with the Apple Music right now, or Apple Podcasts, sorry, seeing the comments if any are being left. So leave us some comments or reviews on the YouTube channel, and we'll read out one every week that's on the nice side. Unless you're a total dick, then we might just read it off and obliterate you and just verbally give you a thrashing. So there's that. Now I'm just inciting the trolls.
like,
That's fuel to people like you.
get your mom, because your mom will have an iPhone, most likely. Like, find your mom, find your dad, find your relative, and comment through their stuff, and we'll read it. Like hit subscribe. Just go phone dodge and just go grab anybody's phone, subscribe, throw some comments, do something. Come on now.
Sure. Yeah, that's the energy we're looking for right there, Mike. So that's perfect. To grab your, apparently only people such as your parents have iPhones. Is this new? Because as far as I know, is it like a boomer thing? You're on this like boomer kick, and we're gonna get into that in the first segment. But like, what's your beef with people older than you?
It's maybe just an assumption. Like, do you have an iPhone?
No, you know
Are
that.
you old? Are you older?
Wow, I'm 34. It depends on who you're asking, I guess.
No. I don't have a problem with old people. It's just sometimes the technology's behind the times.
Behind the time, it's funny because like if you talk to someone who has Apple, we should get into that one episode, do Apple
Mm-hmm.
versus Android, and we'll get the CTS family involved in on that one. But I think we have something there. So we just stumbled into a potential new segment in the future, Android versus Apple, because I personally don't give a fuck. The only reason why I went to Android is just because when I went for renewal on my phone, they wanted some crazy deposit for an iPhone. And I said, fuck that. I'm not paying that for an iPhone. And I was like, what do you got for Android? And I got into the wallways, and that's a whole other can of worms, especially in this country. But anyhow, without getting too far off of things, I enjoy my Android. I don't think I'll ever go any other way. Now, you just recently got a phone for the first time in a while, didn't you?
Yeah, I was going. So sometimes I take a big break from technology. Like, I don't want to be texted or reached or anything, kind of thing. So I'll just be like, I don't have a phone. I don't want one. So I'll hold on to the phone I have for quite a while. I used to have an iPhone 4. That was probably like the first like really fancy phone I had. It was maybe an i4 or an i5. It's like I want a ringtone. I'm gonna buy a ringtone. And all these other different like restrictions, but you can buy things to not get them. And then I remember seeing someone with an Android phone, like, oh yeah, I just record my voice and I put it as a fucking ringtone. Which like, and I didn't like that. And same with just like downloading songs, transferring them, all this other bullshit. Yeah, it looked really nice. It was a nice looking phone and everything, but when it came to functionability, it was bullshit. And then you see Android
Functionability? Is that a word? You mean
function
functionality?
functionability. I'm gonna look that up.
Is that a word? I'm not doubt. I just it sounded weird to me, but it's just yeah. Look that up. We need to know.
Now I gotta look this up.
Like functionability. Like I can't even say that.
Oh, you son of
It's not a word, is it?
It's coming up on Google.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, it's 2 words. Yeah, because I said 2 words. So yeah, it's 2 words because I said 2 words. So,
You found your magic way out of that one.
Yes.
Well done,
Yes.
sir. Well done.
Yes.
Pat yourself on the back for that
I
one,
most
Mike.
definitely. Yes.
As you sip on, that's right. You sip on your fucking tea. Anyways, your coffee. Okay. Well, what do you take in your coffee?
Triple because I like a good double, but Tim Hortons will always fuck up the 3.
I'm going to keep that in mind because in a bit into this episode, we're going to talk about different things about food and whatnot. So the fact that you're on triple with your stomach and the way it goes, I'm not going to forget about that. But what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to take care of getting some stuff out of the way here from promotion for the pod. So if you head on over to anywhere where you subscribe to your major podcast, whether it be Spotify, Google, Apple, fucking pears, peaches, and plums. We're everywhere, man. We're on every single place that you can possibly get your podcast. So give us a like, give us a subscribe, however the functionality or functionability is on that said platform. Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at you, Mike, with your new fancy words. But yeah, leave us a comment if you can on Apple Podcasts. Hopefully we'll be able to get to see them at some point. But we're really pumping up the YouTube channel. So head on over to the YouTube channel. You'll see highlights of the different episodes that we have. We understand that not everyone can have an hour and a half or 2 hours in their week to dedicate listening to the whole broadcast. So we have broken it down into segments. So go on over and take a check out on that and leave us comments. Like I said, we'll respond. We'll even read out some reviews on the podcast here. And other than that, I'm going to get straight to what I'm going to now call Strain of the Week. I'm not going to call it Cannabis Review anymore. I'm just going to go to Strain of the Week for a couple of reasons. One is that your actual lovely wife pointed out that when I smoke joints, I seem to be a little more calm. So I'm just going to get right to it right away because I've had a fairly anxious day today. I've been super, super anxious. I actually did a nice meditation before this and I'm feeling a bit better, but I feel I could use my friend in Cannabis. So this week I'm actually going to be reviewing 2 different strains under a Strain of the Week. So we've got a Green Kush by who's this by? Wildlife Cannabis. That's right. Comes in a pretty fancy tin. You get a pack of 10 of them. They're 0.3 gram joints. For me personally, I'm really discovering sativa. I was never really into sativa when I was smoking black market stuff or even hybrids for that matter. I found that sativas always set off my anxiety, et cetera, et cetera. But ever since starting into the legal market and doing a little more research and trying out products that we offer so I can sell them better, I've discovered that I really actually enjoy sativa, but it has to be on a mid-grade level. Like this is only 17.8% THC, which is perfect for me. There's another strain that I really like called Island Honey from Pure Sun Farms out in BC. They make a really nice pink kush as well, but their Island Honey is phenomenal. And it's only like 15% THC, but honestly, it does the trick. It makes me feel really creative. It just, when I listen to music and whatnot, I just get a different sense of joy from it. And I don't get all like head cloudy or anything like that. And when the high is gone, it just dissipates. I just return back to normal status. Whereas with indica, I find I kind of have that lag that goes into I medicate again. So without further ado, I'm going to spark this bad boy up here. And So while I was doing that, speaking of stoners and whatnot, you were looking up and Googling VD vases.
Yeah, that was new knowledge for me. Same with same with waffle stomp. I learned that one the other day.
I don't know what waffle stomp is. You'll have to elaborate on that one. But first,
Probably a
tell me,
PG-13 Google.
it's a PG-13 Google? Okay, so it's not two girls, one cup type of Google?
Nah.
Okay, well, we'll get into that in a minute. Let's get your thoughts first and foremost on the VD vases, and I'll tell you, the listeners, exactly why we're even talking about this.
I first off, I can't even like it when I seen the picture, it's like a fucking child made this. It's a grown adult that made this. And what are you thinking about the whole time you're making this? Putting all these little dots on the fucking thing like it's a herpy, or I don't know what the fucking shit was on it, but it doesn't look horrifying. There isn't a shock factor. Like if it had some kind of like shock factor to it for me, I'd be like, oh, I get it, you know what I mean? But I don't. If there's a lot of value behind it, and I can to put it on the screen.
Yeah, give her, throw it up on the screen. Show some of our viewers on YouTube. All you audio listeners, head over to the YouTube channel. You get a lot more visuals here. But there it is. There's the VD vase. So to give some context behind this and the stoner tie-in here is that I was going through Instagram because I'm really enjoying that platform right now, especially for promoting the podcast. CTS underscore pod on Instagram. Come check us out. Anyhow, I see Seth Rogen and he keeps posting these different vases that he's making, and it looks it the people are just lapping it up. They're in the comments going, "Oh my god, that's the coolest thing. It's the most innovative thing I've ever seen." And I'm looking at it going, "That looks like a diseased dick to me." So I took it to the CTS family on Instagram and I asked them in the stories, what do you guys think? Is this really cool or does it look like a diseased dick? And honestly, it was the most participation I've gotten yet on the voting. And it was unanimous, 100% diseased dick. This thing looks like it's got VD. I don't get it, but because Seth Rogen's doing it, apparently this is cool art.
Yeah, and he's got a few. I think he's got five or six of them.
Yeah, he's on a kick, and it makes me wonder, just like you said, like what's the inspiration behind this? Like, does he look down one day and go, you know, make a nice vase? You know what I mean? Like what are we dealing with here? Like, did you take some strong acid and this came to you as a vision? I don't know. I just don't get it.
That'd be quite the vision experience.
Well, clearly he's gone through some sort of vision experience because it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's really, really weird. So tell us in the comments, what do you guys think it is for those who haven't put their 2 cents in? Are we looking at a venereal disease dick here, or are we looking at some really cool art?
I didn't get the price on it.
I don't think he's selling them. I don't. I think it's just he's having fun, just doing whatever. And I think he understands the reaction it's eliciting, and I think that's why he's continuing to do it. Because I think in his mind, he thinks it looks like a diseased dick too. And the fact that all his blind followers are just like, "Oh my god, it's the coolest thing I've ever seen." He's like, "Man, I can literally make vases of diseased-looking dicks, and people will love it." Talk about power, man. Holy fuck.
The passion.
Right? He gets high. What could I make next? Like, fuck. That's good.
I've seen a man fucking push out a small bento magnet out of his penis on a TV show.
Whoa.
Yeah, I'll talk about it on the next one. It's hilarious. It's a great show. But
no, you need to rewind and talk about this now.
Okay. So, all right, we'll talk about the show. It's called Documental. It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
And
I see.
Japanese. Yeah, it's a Japanese show where they get I think 8 or 10 contestants, and they all go in a room, and there's no rules whatsoever, and they're not allowed to laugh. They're not even allowed to kind of make a like little grin or anything, or they get there's like 3-strike rule, and then they're out. and the one that wins gets like 10 million yen, which is around, I think, around $1 million here. And they have to put in money to go into this contest as well. So it's really cool. And near the end is where there's just like no rules at all. Like, you can't even make some of this shit up. Like, they go in this back room and they'll get changed into their outfits that they've prepared for this. And like this one scene, the guy goes and he comes back out, and they don't censor a lot, but they censor enough so you're not like looking at a full like package. But he went and he took a tiny little magnet that looks like a bento box, and he stuck it in his foreskin, and he goes in front of a guy and he goes, hiya, and pushes it out. And there's people that are just like, they're really trying hard not to laugh, and you can see it, they're like, and then
That's not funny. That's fucking mortifying.
You telling me you wouldn't laugh if some fucking, or make a grin at all if someone did that near you?
Well, okay, I'm not suggesting that I wouldn't, but it's just, it sounds more horrific than it does hilarious. That's for sure.
Okay, the next one up, guy goes in the back room, he dresses all up in a female outfit like he's a maid, and he starts coming around, and they're talking in Japanese, so it's all in subtitles, like you got to be able to read. So like there's subtitles.
Well, that eliminates a lot of people.
Yeah. But he literally comes around, and he like, because he teams up with another person to eliminate someone else, and he's like, I give you massage, I Thai massage, and he's doing it, and then he starts like rubbing him on like his junk to get him aroused, and he's like, what the fuck, like, and there's no rules, so they go through all of this, and it's not all like crazy nudity, but their humor comes out. It's kind of like Britain humor, like there's every unique kind of style. Like Britain, everyone will dress up like a woman, like, it's funny, right? You know what I mean?
Britain humor. Do we have another fucking Arab situation going on here? Britain humor, British humor,
Britannia,
Britannia humor.
Britannia.
Oh God, no, we're not going to go down this road. But anyway, that show sounds. I understand now why you wanted to wait till later, because we're going to talk about some shows that we're watching later. But that had to be discussed. You can't leave a segue like that and keep me interested. I should have let it go, because maybe it will draw interest later on. But ADHD squirrel,
Plastic bag.
Need to know now. But let's move along here. I wanted to kind of start off shows by talking about what's going on in the world and kind of give our 2 cents and whatnot. We sort of did that on the last episode, and surprisingly, because I was at least fairly passionate about what I had to say, I thought for sure I was going to rub a few people the wrong way. Maybe I have. No one said anything. Again, leave us comments. Let us know. Even if I offend you or Mike offends you, say it in the comments. Let's talk it out.
It's a revolution.
So, needless to say, we're just going to continue on with that. And one of the big things that's going on in the world right now is Bill Cosby being free. What's your thoughts on that?
That's pissed off a lot of people. If he didn't do anything wrong, like that.
But he did. He got convicted of doing wrong.
What's that, sorry?
He did do something wrong, though. He got convicted of doing something wrong.
Okay. Obviously, I'm in a fucking cave, because I thought he was just let out because he got cleared of all his shit.
Oh, no. Okay, so no worries. So basically, essentially what happened, and I don't know the whole entire story either, but evidently the prosecutor in the case approached Cosby and said that he wasn't going to prosecute him for anything in terms of jail time. He wasn't going to go after him for any jail time whatsoever. Lo and behold, he was found guilty, and he was serving up to I think it was a 3 to 10 year sentence or something like that, which is a weird gap to me. Anyhow, long story short, in his appeal trial, it came up that the prosecutor said no jail time. And in the state of Pennsylvania, which I believe is where it is, if a prosecutor comes up and says no jail time, and then you get convicted and then get sentenced with jail time, that's a big no-no. So I don't understand why the prosecutor would go to Cosby and say, "Hey, listen, we're not going to give you any jail time here." And then this motherfucker gets out, and I don't know if you saw the video footage, but he's like walking along, and then he's doing like little like like fucking movements or whatnot towards the cameras, trying to be funny and shit like that, like psyching people out. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And this guy is actually talking about going back on tour for comedy shows. This guy is a convicted sex offender. This guy was drugging fucking women with like quaaludes and shit like that way back before pudding pot days. But and he was doing it during those days too. And this was America's dad, like especially in the 80s, and of him being a person of color. The significance on that was fucking massive, huge, huge, huge. He's disgraced now, like totally disgraced. He was giving quaaludes to women and sexually taking advantage of them and shit, and gets convicted of it. But because of a loophole, he gets out free. And now this motherfucker is going to go gallivanting across America and doing stand-up. And the sick thing is, Mike, is that people will buy tickets to go see it. And this is America. That is the America that we all know, where a convicted, disgraced 80s TV sitcom star and stand-up comedian will get to go on tour and tell his story and make money.
Well, in today's world, maybe the whole reason he got convicted was something to do with racism.
Oh, gee. Are you suggesting because he was a man of color that they set him up?
In a comedic fashion, yes.
In a comedic fashion, I see. In a smart-ass fashion, sort
Yeah,
of like,
yeah.
sort of.
I don't believe that, but I guess what it kind of means, that's kind of a jab at the way the liberal media is right now. Like, well, he did get released. He is a man of color, and the police, you know, arrested
Well,
him.
I mean, that's the same thing with Sha'Carri Richardson right now, the Olympic hopeful athlete that didn't get to go to the Olympics because of the positive drug test. We talked about it on last week's episode. And I know that's a narrative that's being drawn up and whatnot. And I
Five
mean,
hundred thousand signatures from what I've seen. She's got
uh,
she's got to be put back in the team.
and that's all well and good, and that's all lovely, but she still broke the rules, and it had nothing to do with skin color or anything like that. They're all Olympic athletes. They're all getting tested and whatnot and for drug use before they take their next steps in their journey, and no one's exempt from that. And like I said, we talked about that enough on the last episode, but there is that narrative, and that narrative gets drawn up a lot in media. And I'm not going to comment too much on it because it's just not a pot I want to stir and whatnot. But yeah, I can see people making it about race too with the Bill Cosby situation. But you know what? He was convicted, and there was proof, and you can't
Yeah,
dispute that.
if he's convicted, there's proof. Like, he should be in fucking jail. Like, that's where my moral standpoint is, for sure.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
totally just like a fuck you to everybody. The fact that he's out, like
Well,
like
yeah,
that
and then
dance.
he's
Yeah, I
that's what I
seen the
mean.
dance.
You've seen the dance, and I'm like, as soon as I'm like, this motherfucker, like, you should be leaving the prison with a fucking jacket over your face, like you're disgrace, like you're scum, and you're sitting there with this man's 83 years old. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Served 2 years of the sentence. Like, imagine being one of the victims and seeing him fucking masquerading on TV and hearing about a potential stand-up comedy tour.
With R. Kelly.
The Piss on You Quaaludes tour. Oh man, hopefully Jello doesn't sponsor that one. Oh man. Well, you know what? It's it goes to a bigger picture. It really it tells to a far bigger picture of what's going on in society nowadays, that this is a thing, right?
Yeah, I guess what I mean by that too, it's used, that card, like the race card. I'm going to say that it's used in all different areas. It's just wherever it fits. It's not like a steady thing. Like they call it, like it's either all okay, or it's not okay. You know, same thing in comedy. Like, you know, it's either all okay or it's not okay. Like you want to make fun of someone and expect to be made fun of back. Like, you know, same deal. Like, I don't know. That's a comparison I guess I'll stick with.
I know exactly what you're saying and whatnot. It's used in times of convenience for political narratives or whatever have you. It's never used for the intentions that it should be used on. Like, there's more than enough reason to point the finger towards a bias in a situation because of race. Don't get me wrong. But like you said, it's either all or nothing. And I feel like sometimes when it's not as convenient or it's not going to draw a news headline. It's just swept under the rug and forgotten about. It happens every day, all around the whole entire world. And then there's certain instances like Bill Cosby being a target of all these women coming forward. Then it becomes a narrative that, yeah, it gets twisted and muddied. And that's just the problem with media, period. Now it's why I don't really pay too much attention to media. I gather up what's going on in the world enough so I can discuss it here on the show, but other than that, I mean, if I wasn't doing this, I probably wouldn't be on social media at all. I diverted even all my personal use to just my social medias for the show and just post as the show all the time, because that's the only time I really want to invest my energy into it. Like, what's it going to do for me? And that's a whole other can of worms for another day. But Mike, now a lot of people are going to be upset by the release of Bill Cosby, and maybe even upset by a lot of things going on in the world right now and don't know where to turn. And being guided right now through these uncertain times or discovering a path towards healing is something we could all use right now. And thankfully, we have spiritual imprints. Founded by Susan Weber, who's a spiritual artist, intuitive guide, teacher, healer, and nature lover, has brought to us all an online shop that can truly leave a spiritual imprint on your life. Go to spiritual-imprints.com today and choose from so many items such as candles, crystals and gemstones, incense, herbs, jewelry. Good Lord knows I wear enough of it. And even subscription boxes. There are three options for your subscription boxes, such as the Spirit Box, the Sacred Sabbath Box, or a Crystal Club subscription box. I personally get the Spirit Box each month, and honestly, the amount of things that you get in this box, it's incredible. The dollar value is there. It is worth it. Highly, highly recommend it. Again, head to spiritual-imprints.com, and because Susan wants to bless the CTS family today, she is offering you listeners a 15% off code. Redeem this by entering CTS15 at checkout to receive 15% off your order. Terms apply. Subscription boxes excluded. See website for details. All right, Mike.
Oh, these are good stones. These aren't the type of stones you just like skip on the water. These are like good stones you collect and you cherish and you take care of.
Oh, see where you're from. I thought the stone conversation was going to go in more of a rock formation, especially one that you smoke.
Oh,
That's what to say. You're not clicking in. Let me elaborate.
my kind of rock is only Nickelback.
That is your favorite all-time band, is it not?
It most definitely is. Mine and our friend that I think we mentioned in one of the other podcasts. I don't know if we used his name, so I'm not going to name drop. But I have a good friend that listens to Nickelback a little bit harder than I do.
She talking about that fuckstick Tilly?
There we go. You can drop the names.
I'll drop the names. That's cool. Shout out to our buddy Tilly out in BC. We talked about him on one of actually the very first episode. He was actually the character that brought these two characters that are speaking to you on the airwaves right now together. But I wanted to move into something you spoke on in their triple earlier, and you have Crohn's disease. So I wanted to kind of talk about like food addiction and stuff like that, because I'm actually feeling kind of shitty today due to I have stomach issues myself. I have GERD, which I've discussed on other podcast episodes. But for any new listeners, basically it's just a gastro issue. Think of heartburn times a million, acid pit in your stomach. You got to take a stomach pill for it daily. You got to be really smart about what you eat. And as I'm getting older, the less junk food or sugar or chocolate and whatnot sits well with me. But what I'm finding is that especially after Cooper died, I've been really struggling with my diet and really struggling with food addiction because I'm kind of just spiraled into this sugar fix that happens at every single day. Like I've developed these routines on when I would eat sugar or take in cookies or ice cream or whatever have you, and it was just comforting. So it was my way of kind of coping with his loss, was going deep into that, and now I'm finding it's really hard to step out of it. As someone that drinks triple coffees and has Crohn's disease, how does that affect you?
So it's a bit of a back and forth. So I it affects me like I'll get gut rot from it once in a while. Sometimes I kind of get a pass, I call it. If I have decaf coffee, I'm all right. I don't have decaf coffee now, but I also drink G Fuel, which is another one. It's like Monster energy drink, but it's a juice. So it doesn't have the carbonation. I don't drink pop at all. No fucking carbonation. Like very rarely will I have it, and when I do have it, it's gonna be hell for me, and I know that's what's coming. So a lot of the things that when I do, I call it break those rules. I'm like, I know what I'm in for. I guess what I mean. So it's kind of like, do I really want this? Is it going to be worth the pain and the struggle? I try and steer clear of red meats as of lately, like beef and steak and all that stuff, which has been really good. I joined a vegan group because I was going to troll it, be like, I'm a meat eater, I'm a man, you know, you sissies and all this stuff. Like that's the whole reason I joined it, right? And I was just kind of getting the feel of the group. And as I'm getting the feel of the group, I'm seeing this really good food, man. Like just like wow. You know, you see some horror shows, right? But just some of them, and then the videos that are getting shared, and like this is actually kind of interesting, you know. And so chickpeas lately, that's been one for me. I've been making like chickpea burritos and stuff, and cauliflower rice and things like that are really good. Um, I used to eat a lot of dairy products like cheese and starches like cheese, potatoes, pierogies, things like that. Not paying attention on fiber intake. I'm trying to pay attention a bit more on that. But when it comes to like the breaking the rules, I call it like the coffee and stuff. It's like I know what I'm in for. Like I two of the things is I could either straight to the bathroom for a while or I could fucking be all sweaty. I've been feeling amazing as of the last few days, so if I'm feeling really good, I'll kind of fucking try, you know, one of those things. But pizza's a back and forth too. Like the fucking next day after pizza, I could be just fucking out of it all day. So I try to steer clear of that, you know. And but if it's like a vegan thing, it doesn't hurt me anymore. Like the doctors were saying don't eat raw vegetables. I'm eating a bit more raw vegetables too. Like I ate a salad like a week ago, and it was the first time I ate a salad in years, and I was fine. And they say like with Crohn's that happens at times. There's a bit of a back and forth. But as for drinking like a soda, like back in the day, I went maybe 3 years of my life. I was drinking a 2 liter of Pepsi a day.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I used to be this. I used to be pretty similar now that I think back on it.
yeah, you know. And then I remember I had like really bad habits. Like I'd go to a corner store, you know, get a can of chili and a big bag of fucking Doritos, and it's like nuke up the chili and other Doritos, and that would be like my fucking dinner or something, or and some days my breakfast, like just like the weirdest shit. And I remember this one time I went to work, I just had like a bag of Doritos for lunch, and the guy's like, "How the fuck do you even function? Like that's all you eat all day?" And it's like, "Yeah." So you got water? No, I got a liter of Pepsi though.
Yeah,
I hope it doesn't get warm, but if it does, I'll still fucking slam that shit. Like, and there's no way I could do that now. There's no way. Like, yeah, like, and there's certain foods that make me tired. Like, I ate a donut. That's like Mr. T with the milk on the helicopter. It's like I know I'll go to sleep after eating a donut, or be really fucking tired. So I eat other foods that you know, but I do break the rules. So.
yeah. And why do you think you do? Like, do you do it because you're looking for comfort, or do you just do it because it's like, you know what, fuck, I would like a coffee today, or I would like pizza or whatever, and I just want to feel like normal, like regular people can just eat and drink this shit like it's no big deal.
It's strange you say that because that's happened. That one where it's like, well, fuck this. Everyone can have pizza. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I got kids too, right? So like pizza night, everyone's eating pizza. You know, like, so that'll happen. Like it's kind of like it's like, well, fuck, everyone else can. So I've done that, and also two cravings like Krispy Kreme donuts. That's a perfect example. You can't get them in my town. There's this guy who actually has a little business going on where he goes and he fills up his car with them. And he's got a Facebook group and he tells you when he's gonna fucking deliver them, and you place an order with him. So I'll get a dozen donuts and the family goes, family, we all have a donut and whatnot, and then I have two donuts and I fall asleep. Like they're Krispy Kreme donuts, and I fuck, man, like I don't know, man. That's just they're Krispy Kreme donuts. I'll eat those all day. I love those things, man. But yeah, that one's just like a craving. But I have had that before. Like you go somewhere and it's like a buffet and it's like everyone's getting all the fucking the cool food or whatever. Well, maybe not cool food, but it's like better than what's available that you can eat. And you're just like, well, I'm gonna have some of this anyways, and then you regret it later on, and everyone's kind of like, what the fuck's your problem? Like, how'd you get sick? We didn't get sick. Like,
Because I'm not supposed to eat this shit, but I did anyway.
yeah.
No, I feel you. And honestly, I don't even want to blame all of my sugar intake and whatnot in my routines with it in the evening on just coping with loss and stuff like that. I just really, really, I go through like a phases of addiction, and cigarettes was my longest, almost 20 years. Or no, it was 20 years that I smoked cigarettes before quitting. And then I moved, that was the longest addiction that I've kept. And then once I got rid of that addiction, I moved over to just vaping with nicotine. And that was actually even harder to come off of. I only did it for 1 year and I came right off of it. I played around with it during my days of smoking, but never like fully went crazy with vapes. I would for like a month or 2 month stretch where all I do is vape, but I went 1 year, and coming off of that was even worse. And then I think when I did come off of that, I went more towards foods and stuff like that. Because then I've noticed that I've had just, I would have my dinner, and rather than going for a cigarette or going for vape, I'm now having like cookies, or I'm now having a dessert or something sweet, something sugary. And then now that's kind of become my new crutch, my new replacement. And it's been very hard for me to shake. I've been trying to shake it off. And even last night, I did a horrible job with it last night. And I got to stop doing it because it's almost like self sabotage. Like, I understand the consequences or what's going to happen here, but I keep trying to roll the dice every time. And then I have moments like today where I feel like absolute shit, and it's 2:07 p.m. right now, and I haven't had any food, and I have no ambition of eating anything today because I need what's called a reset day, where I just don't eat anything at all, and all I do is just drink water and water and water all day and flush my system out so I could start fresh tomorrow. And it's just like a waste of a day, and I I'm getting tired of doing it. So I've made some changes to my routine this week for work, and they've been really great. I've been waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I'd go for a run, and then I'd come back, and then I would do some meditation. I would do some journal entry, just practicing gratitude, and just a great way to start my day. And I found I had more energy as the day went, and I was more disciplined with my meals and whatnot. And even with my treats afterwards, like I would have my dinner. Usually I would go straight to eating a dessert. Now I space it out and give it some time before I have that dessert. And then I'm much more portion controlled on the dessert, but I'm not showing any signs of discipline on the weekends. Unfortunately, I thought I could be a little bit loose on weekends, but that's like a cigarette smoker saying, "Oh, I'll only have a couple and not buy a pack." So I have to now move my routine into like a 7 day routine, and for a while before I can curb this shit, because I went crazy yesterday. Donuts is one of my biggest ones, and the old man, he goes out and buys these fucking awesome donuts from the superstore, like sprinkle Homer Simpson donuts, and they're so fresh and so delicious. I'm drooling right now just thinking about them. That's how fucking awful and amazing they are. But yeah, I helped myself to a couple of those, and then it was like an ice cream bar here, and then an ice cream bar later, and then I'm having handfuls of cherry blasters and all this shit, and it just doesn't stop. And then, like you said, I go to sleep, and then I even sleep on a wedge so that my body is elevated some, so that my stomach doesn't always give me as much issues, and it helps, but it's not a magic cure. So of course, woke up this morning feeling like complete shit, like acid all in my stomach, like a whole entire lava pit, and it's just awful. And it takes a whole day to recover from, but the purpose of talking about this is that if anyone can relate to this stuff, again, leave us some comments and let us know, because sometimes you just feel like super alone when it comes to like stomach stuff, and that's kind of what made you and I connect and whatnot and bond, is over our own stomach journeys and whatnot. So I'm sure you can relate a lot to what I just said as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of opposite doing good. So like how donuts will make me go to sleep. Like I'll eat something I know that makes me fall asleep, and I'm like, I'm gonna go for a walk and I'm gonna exercise. That way I don't fall asleep. So I'm like, I'm kind of there. I just gotta stop eating the sweets and go and go and exercise. Right. The other one too, sour candies. Man, like sour Skittles. Eat them till my
Ooh,
eat them till my mouth bleeds. Like that's just the way to go.
fucking
And
love
it's
sour Skittles.
it's a total no. Like I should not be eating those, especially in the quantities, right? But yeah, those, yeah, and cherry blasters and you know, sour patch kids
Sour Patch
and
Kids. Yeah, I was just into the
yeah,
tropical ones last night. Ooh.
I want to get my hands on some warheads because I haven't had those in a long time.
You know where they're actually bomb at the Dollarama, and it's do you guys have, yeah, you guys have Dollaramas out there, right?
There's Dollar Tree, Dollarama.
Okay, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
want to sound like I'm ignorant, but I just know that you guys have like London Drugs. You guys have, as an example, we don't have London Drugs out
really?
here.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's certain things that are regional to that province, or even just Western Canada. Like there's differences between Eastern and Western. We don't really have co-ops either, where there's a lot of co-ops out in the West. But anyway, I don't want to get too much into a tangent on that. So, have you had Warhead sour keys?
No, I love sour keys.
Don't, because they're not for you. They're not for me, but they're so fuck. Especially if you get them when they're fresh, dude. There's nothing. There's not. There is a couple sour candies. I love blue raspberry sours. Whether you get them in like the blue sour feet, or whether you just get them in like the little tiny, like almost Swedish berry. I'm drooling like a motherfucker talking about candy.
And then some people, there's a certain amount of people that say that there isn't a freshness when it comes to candy. There fucking damn well is. There is. There's
I
like,
will.
it's like this factory sweetness, and there's a whole other difference on the palate, not this dry, hard fucking shit. Like you remember you get those marshmallow bananas back in the day, they're 5 cents candy, and then you get those ones that are fucking rock hard and they'll like break your teeth. Same with the little red strawberries or whatever
Yeah,
the
they're like
fuck
the
they're
little
called.
strawberry puffs. Yeah.
Yeah, you fuckers that don't think there's a freshness, you can have those ones.
Yeah, straight up, and we will leave the good fresh ones that come. Oh yeah, especially with gummy bears. Like you said, there could be like a rock hard gummy bear, but if you get a nice soft, chewy gummy, like Homer Simpson, oh, gummy Venus. Everyone can relate to Homer Simpson in some way or form, and in his love and relationship with food, I'm there.
Yeah, those donuts are good too. McDonald's has one of those donuts. It kind of went downhill, but I remember when it first came out, that was something I was really into. Their pink donut they have.
Dude, McDonald's donuts are fucking incredible. Like, I'll give them a lot of credit. Their donuts are actually, they're pretty awesome. I must say. But you know what? I don't want to continue on here without getting in another strain, a strain review here. So the next up is Divvy Sour Kush. So you get 12 of these guys actually, and they're zero point 0.3 grams per, and it's a hybrid, and it's 22% THC. Really, really good stuff. I'll give you my full opinion on that and the original strain of Green Kush at the end there. But speaking of food, Mike, this is a perfect time to transition here for Essence of Spice. And things have to change with my diet. I can't keep eating the way I do, just like we talked about. Can't keep eating all this ice cream at night and cookies, etc., etc. Shout out to Chips Ahoy mini egg cookies. That's my fucking crutch right now. But I don't want to give up sweets or great flavor in food. The simple solution to my problem is Essence of Spice by Epicure. From seasonings, dip mixes, beverages, desserts for the sweet tooth, or even cookware, you can get these easy meal solutions for yourself and start adding some flavor into your life. Most importantly, these are clean. Can't stress this enough. These are clean and fresh ingredients and 100% gluten free. Some of the most popular items are the butter chicken, the Tuscan chicken burger, big burger sauce. Think healthy sauce from a popular burger at a popular burger chain. Three onion and mac and cheese. I personally am going to be trying the Epic Desserts collection, where if you purchase the bundle with the silicone tray, you can make fresh desserts even in the microwave. This is chef quality food made at home and most importantly by you. You can get direct shipping to anywhere in Canada or even delivery in the Greater Toronto Area. Contact Samantha Facilla Deuce by searching Essence of Spice, ESSENCEOFSPICE on Facebook, or going to her website, Samantha Facilla, SAMANTHA VOSILLA.epicure.com, or text the word spice to 647-802-7264. Standard texting rates apply. Spark this fucker.
And if you don't own a microwave, you can just get the sauce.
Yeah, because you really don't need anything for that. There's actually so much I really want to explore with Epicure stuff. I'm really excited to move out so that I can have the space where I can record a podcast in a kitchen, and I can make some of this stuff with Sammy for the show, because you were actually discussing this with me, and I thought it was a good idea. But why don't you talk a little about some of the bonus content that could be coming up soon?
Some like food reviews. I was thinking things like that, and stuff that we find that we're really interested in. Perhaps maybe some things that I like that you have not tried, and vice versa. And I was thinking a way to get it going is I just I buy, a double, and I send you a package, and vice versa, and then I'll open the package. You get the thing out of your cupboard or whatever. And there's a few different ones. I don't want to get into super details, but yeah, totally. If we both had the kitchens going, I'd be down to do like a who can cook the best turkey dinner or something.
Oh yeah, I'd be totally. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm just gonna bring some more light to this. Even though it makes me look a bit like Casper, it makes me see better. So I'll get the hang of this lighting stuff soon. We're amateurs, people. We're figuring it out. Okay, stop yelling at us.
Who has the best lighting?
Oh, you do. Hand over fist. It's all natural lighting too.
Partly natural. I got a 40-watt in the ceiling draining our BC Hydro. That's our power company. That's what they're called, BC Hydro.
Yeah, we have Hydro One here, and then we have which is like a for the whole province.
A fucking Nike company? What the fuck's going on? Fucking.
You know what? My buddy Jimmy, who works with them, shout out to one of my best friends, Jimmy, listener and friend of the show. He's a huge Nike guy, so he would love the fact if that was a Nike thing. But Hydro One's one of the companies out here, but there's a lot of regionals, like Halton Hydro, Halton Regions, where I'm from, stuff like that. But anyhow,
Air Hydro.
So we're going to offer some different bonus content on the YouTube channel. So again, subscribe to us on the YouTube channel. Keep following along, and you'll have some different. Starting next week, you wanted to release some bonus content, right?
Yes. And I have my stack of notes. I've actually got quite a bit going on, so yeah, I'd be into that for sure.
Awesome.
But well, I don't really want to give the ideas out, so to say.
No, you give them a little nibble, give them a little taste, give them a little sample, and have them come back.
Yeah, like more that's what it is. More stuff kind of centered on YouTube. So a little bit of videos like you won't really see here. Or here for everyone that's on the Spotify's and anyone that's on Apple whatsoever, if anyone listening on their parents' phones or whatever. But yeah, so just like YouTube exclusive. There's the word.
YouTube exclusive. There's the word. Yeah, so we're gonna have some YouTube exclusive content coming up soon. But before we go too deep into our secrets for bonus content to come, this is a one of your segments, the meme review.
Yes, and this one we got a little bit more. I got 8. I got 8 this time.
Awesome. Yeah, because I thought three was just, it wasn't enough.
All right, here we go.
I
Okay.
love that I'm smoking while this is happening. Oh, hold on a second. I had to minimize the.
No, that's okay.
There we are. Yeah, see, I saw
Can you
this
see it?
one.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. I seen this one during the week. Now, this is a Cutlet House Plays original, and I saw. So basically, describe to the people the meme, and I'll tell you why I didn't get it.
Okay, so you've got on the left, it's a before and after meme. So on the left, you've got the Karen dog, which is kind of, like the crazy Karen who like argues with the managers and stuff. They taken a dog and dressed her up to look like a Karen, and she's in front of it's like a hoarder's room, like full of just junk and stuff and whatnot. And then in the after, you've got Uncle Murphy, the Shiba Inu with the support your local mechanic hat, and he's in the same room but it's empty. So it's kind of like when the wife's home and when the husband comes back.
But Uncle Murphy, like to those who follow along on your YouTube channel, by the way, go to YouTube right now, type in Cutlet House Plays, subscribe to Mike's channel as well. But Uncle Murphy doesn't strike me as the type that's very clean. I could see Karen being the messy, hoarder, but the audacity that you would make this loaf of a hillbilly redneck as Mr. Clean all of a sudden to me was fucking asinine. I'm like, he's not clean. He's at a Trump rally right now. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I should have put a flag in the background or something.
Yeah, this is like a Confederate fucking right wing gun toting dog, and now all of a sudden he's Mr. Clean. I call shenanigans on that one, sir. That's why I looked at that and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. False advertising. Next. It's the second coming of Jesus Christ.
No, I'm the second coming. Yeah. So you got a guy in the street holding a sign, and he's yelling, "I'm the second coming of Jesus Christ." You got Eric Andre, a comedian, if anyone knows who he is. But he's dressed up kind of like one of the three wise men, and he's got a megaphone, and he says, "Prove it, take a poop in front of us, and then turn it into wine."
Oh, gross. Next.
Okay. So we got Cats with Time Machine. Cat on the left. I'm your granddaughter, and they got a picture of a cat on the right. It's like the Cleopatra's cat, an Egyptian cat, and it says, "Oh my God, really?" And then it says Dogs with Time Machine, and it's got Cheems. Oops. It's got Cheems, and it says Clothed monk will offer you food. Don't fall for it. And a wolf on the right says, "Okay, thank you."
I don't get it.
So like the cat went back in the time machine and it's just like, "Oh, I'm your granddaughter," like found a relative of theirs. It's like, "Oh, cool,
Right.
like I met my relative." And the dog's like,
But the dogs, I don't understand.
the dog, it's like, "A clothed monk is going to offer you food. Don't fall for it." It's like, you're going to get domesticated.
Ah.
Yeah. So don't take the food from the humans because you're going to get domesticated.
Gotcha. Well, the reviews are in. These strains are amazing. Anyway, carry on. Clearly, as I'm like looking, like, duh. Okay, this one I obviously get. This is a cool one. Have
Okay.
at it.
Okay, a bunch of stones, and it's like a cereal box basically, which I'd say is a Captain Crunch box. And instead of all the cereal, they put all these different stones, and it says Captain Crunch's "Oops, all silicon dioxide, sweetened corn and oat cereal."
Yeah, naturally and artificially flavored. It's got all these healing crystals. It's got like fucking, it's got citrine, some fucking clear quartz, all sorts of different ones here. Fucking amethyst. Yeah, there's all sorts of different ones. Yeah, that's a good one. That's funny.
You know all the names too.
I don't know all the names.
Well,
No.
well, at least more than three. I couldn't name one of them other than the sand that's in the guy's hand in the little picture. I know what sand is.
It took a while though. It just depends on which ones really you're attracted to and what you're interested in, and then you'll be able to name them off. But like I have some of these, like the piece in the middle that's all yellow or whatever that has the splash behind it. That's
Yeah.
citrine. I have a big piece of that. I have the amethyst on the bottom left corner. I have that piece that's similar to, because Cooper, his birthstone is amethyst, so I placed a couple of those stones by his urn. But yeah, oh, there's some rose quartz there too. Love rose quartz. It's one of my favorites. But yeah, anyway, that was a cool one.
You're like, what? It's what you're attracted to, and it's like me, sand. All right, moving on.
You can make castles.
Fuck.
How to-
How to talk to your cat about gun safety. Abstinence, drugs, Satanism, and other dangers that may threaten their 9 lives.
the American Association of Patriots, ladies and gentlemen, and this was only for the low cost of $5.
Yeah, it's like a book from a secondhand store. I don't know if they edited the cat on there or whatnot, but if it's real, I want that.
You gotta. I'm surprised you haven't already looked to verify whether or not this is a true book or not.
Did that lady use fucking whiteout on her nails? Do you remember the gross ass girls that used to do that shit in school? They'd use fucking whiteout on their nails or whatever fucking paint. Their fucking felt fucking pens, like those sniff ones. You smell it, it smells like a grape or whatever the fuck.
100%. Yes, I do remember. Because a lot of times the girls weren't allowed to do makeup or anything, so that was their version. They just started fucking drawing and painting on themselves. Oh man, you're gonna have a lot of pissed off ladies in the comment section now.
Well, then they should go get some of that fucking makeup from one of our sponsors.
None of our sponsors offer makeup.
Fuck the eyelash thing.
Brymax doesn't offer makeup, you idiots. There's no way in hell you're getting to edit this out. No, you will be.
Oh, we're
shamed.
keeping this? Fuck.
Oh, we're
Okay.
keeping this. You
Okay.
you will be shamed.
You're pronouncing it wrong, anyways.
No, it's not Brymax. It's Brymax.
You said Brymax.
Yeah, and that's the real way to say it. You're the one that keeps saying Brymax. I was going to talk to you about that today. Like, don't you listen? Like, it's not Brymax. Brymax.
Fuck. Yeah, I rushed it ahead here. We're on to the next meme.
We're on to the next meme. Here we are. Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah, I see this one. You showed me this one.
So this is a news article. So I guess it's technically not a meme, but it's such a good news article, it might as well be a meme. And you got a picture of this woman who got arrested, and this guy who's just like, I don't know, he's holding some fucking monster drink or something.
That's a Keystone Light, I'm pretty sure, actually.
Oh, fucking, you're damn right it is. We don't drink those here.
I don't drink beer at all, but yeah, I used to frequent quite often.
And the title is Her Head Game Was Weak. Florida teacher jailed after having sex with student who reported her due to her performance. His quote, I wasn't going to say anything at first, but like, if you're risking it all for this moment and your top game is nothing but teeth, you don't deserve to be teaching.
Oh, that's an excellent segue to go into Brymax, though, and talk about teeth whitening. But Lord Almighty, we're not there yet. Oh, that's brutal. Is this a true article? Did you verify whether or not that's actually something that was printed, or is that just bullshit?
Oh, fuck. Verification. I don't verify memes normally, but I'm going to look it up.
Because this one, her head game was weak. I let the teacher give me a little 1-2, 1-2, and it was nothing but rake season, so I had to fucking turn her in.
It's apparently a joke.
Yeah, it has to be. But you never know. Florida man is often the caption that you hear, but Florida woman, I mean, I could see all this.
Yeah,
Paul Steinhauser, you almost had us, Paul Steinhauser from Fox News. We're on to you, motherfucker. All right, carry on. Oh God.
Okay, so we got a Cheems meme, and Cheems is standing there. He's got his tie on, and he's got a hand with a silver plate, like he's a waiter. And the caption on the top says, "Waiting for the waiter," and underneath it says, "We'll make you the waiter."
Funny yellow dog with hand like a waiter.
Funny yellow dog with hand. Many likes.
Next.
All right, so this is the end meme because I was thinking, it's not all about laughs and kind of have some positive thing. Like I don't know, maybe I'm pulling a Jerry Springer here, and we'll get like a message at the end here. But I got one. Do you know this actor's name? I know he's been in a lot of movies that I know, but I'm not too sure on the actor's name.
Yeah, it's
Played Bane and
yeah, he's also Venom too. Something Hardy. I don't want to.
I thought Matt Hardy right away, and I'm like, this isn't wrestling.
Fuck, this is wrestling. The Hardy Boys. It's Jeff and Matt Hardy.
You know what? Let's just say it's Matt Hardy because no one's seeing this anyways. So that's it. Perfect. So we got Matt Hardy. He's looking to the right, and he says, "Even if you hear a bad story about me, understand."
And Tom Hardy. That's who it is. Matt Hardy. We're just gonna go with Matt.
It would have been better if it was him.
Next week you need to come up with some Matt Hardy memes because holy fuck, that was too funny. If you don't know who Matt Hardy is, people Google him. Old school wrestler from the Attitude Era. So anyway, we got Matt Hardy here.
Yeah. And it says, even if you hear a bad story about me, understand. There was a time I was good to those people, but they won't tell you that. And it's just kind of my good meme for the end, Don't take what people say behind your back and everything, Be yourself.
Well, that, and plus there's something to note too is that when someone's saying something about you, you have to wonder a couple things. But one of the biggest things is like, what version of me did you get to just talk shit about? Is it a version of me that I've made openly available to you? Do you even know who I am? Because people evolve. And I believe in evolution, and especially of taking those next steps and whatnot. So, yeah, don't worry about people talking shit about you or telling stories about you, because 9 times out of 10, they just can't seem to get your name out of their mouth.
All cannon fodder. That's what I like to call it lately. This year I call it cannon fodder.
Well, it's true. That's what it is. But Mike, now that you and I have established that we're going to start with a better diet plan using some Essence of Spice by Epicure products, do you wish at all that maybe your teeth could just be a little bit whiter?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, if I had a few extra ones that I lost along the way, that would have been good too. I'm working on that.
or okay, well, fair enough. Or maybe even some laser lipo with no surgery. Are you trying to tighten the midsection there, Mike?
Oh, I've been working on the midsection for quite a while. If anyone knows me, I used to be up to about 300. I'm at about 190 now. So
that's fucking awesome. Well,
but you could always use more.
You could use more, and you know what else you could use? You could use Brymax, not Bremax. Brymax. Now, Brymax was co-founded by Brittany Pearson, is a mobile beauty services company that provides professional salon, not makeup, or spa-like experiences, not makeup, but in the comfort of your own home. Brittany believes in the true and full beauty experience at a price that you can afford. Now, Brymax offers services such as teeth whitening, eyebrow lamination, lash lift, body contouring, and the laser lipo we just mentioned. And you don't even have to have invasive surgery. Brymax uses a specifically designed laser machine that is not harmful to you whatsoever. And seeing as this is a startup company, Brymax is offering 20% off through the month of July to all her new clients. But since Brittany is such a fan of the show, she wants to offer you listeners an additional 10% off. Yeah, that's right. 30% off using the code BRYMAX30, BRIMAX30. Now go to Brymax Beauty's Instagram right now and see real results. No false advertising with Brymax, only real people and real results you will see on all their social media channels. Now, this offer is only available to Southern Ontario, Canada clients only. Sorry, Mike, you're just going to have to move here in order to take advantage. Now, to get pricing or to book your appointment today, search Brimax Beauty on Facebook, at Brimax Beauty on Instagram, or pick up the classic old telephone and call 647-571 1305. That's our friends at Brimax, not Brimax.
All right. So we're on the next one. This was a segment I was just gonna, just an idea. Kind of going a bit back and forth where there's this debate going around. It's been the world long debate of which way should the toilet paper go. Should it go over? Should it go under? Now for those that don't know, over would be you got your toilet paper going over the side, and under would be along the back, as I'm going to demonstrate here. All right, so we can all see it.
Let's minimize something here. Exactly. There you go, people. Over or under. Now, this is an argument that has split up households, ruined friendships. It's very, very controversial. So I'm surprised you really wanted to bring this to the table.
A lot of people I know go the over route, and I learned something new about the under route because I had posted this on my page, so people on my friends list started participating. Surprisingly, because usually they don't participate on anything I put up when it comes to the podcast, but when it comes to a toilet paper debate, it gets heated. But yeah, so a lot of people go for over, and the one guy said about under being a wrong one because it touches the wall and the wall's full of bacteria. I've always been an over, but when I heard that, it was like, holy fuck, I ain't going under.
I've always been over too. I'm sorry to disappoint you on this one, and because I know you were hoping maybe I'd be under and we could have some banter back and forth when it comes to this portion of your segment, Mike's Choice. But yeah, I don't know. I don't look at it as if I put it under, it's gonna hit the wall and has bacteria. Fucking everything's got bacteria. I'm sure there's bacteria that's landed on the toilet paper already that you just can't see. So I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm not like someone that's just gonna like lose my shit if it's like the other way, or like go change even go change it.
No, it must be changed.
My way.
No, it must be changed.
You'll change it.
Oh, I'll change it. If it's not my bathroom, I won't, because it's not my place. But if someone was, say, at my house and they changed the toilet paper roll and they changed it so that it was under, oh yeah, I would change it back to over in a heartbeat, because that's just, I need things a certain way. And that's just one of them.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine going to other people's houses and flipping around their rolls and stuff.
Let me enforce the way I feel about things onto you.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of people in today's society if you don't pick up what I'm putting down.
Yeah. But yeah, and anyone in the comments, let us know. I got one that commented under, and she actually runs a Cheem's page on Facebook, a pretty popular one that's got about 150,000 followers, and she's from Sweden, and that was the only one that threw the under. So I'm wondering maybe it's a Britain thing,
a British thing. And what does Britain have to do with fucking Sweden? Maybe a European thing is what you were thinking of.
No, I just said it to fucking poke at you.
Okay. So we're now discovering our flaws and then going, oh, just testing you, seeing if you do.
Learning my Arabic.
Yeah.
Or Arabic, was it? Arabic, there it is.
Arabic, yes. My apologies to all of our Arab listeners.
So now this is all prying into other people's, all of our private businesses. So the other one that was coming with this, because it was kind of like a bathroom etiquette thing that I was trying to work on here. So all these people in the comments, which is the proper way to wipe, sitting down or standing up?
And you wanted to know my stance. I don't see that there's any right way or wrong way. I don't personally care. I stand sometimes. I sit sometimes.
Fuck. It's on, man. I'm a fucking sitter.
Like a full time, like you're dedicated to this one method?
Well, yeah. Like why would you switch it up? Like you wouldn't switch it up. You wouldn't like just all of a sudden start sitting down.
Well, it depends on the situation. It depends on. Yeah, it depends on, like, if it's a real fucking runny bastard, like standing up's probably not the best idea, because it's just.
So you're unique. You'll do both.
Yeah, it's a feel situation. Like if I know it's not going to be all that much effort, then yeah, I'll stand. Especially because I'm pretty tall. I'm not as tall as you. For the listeners that don't know,
I'm
you're
not
like
that tall.
what's yeah, buddy, you're like 6'6" or 6'7" or some shit.
Something like 5'8".
Shut your filthy fucking whore mouth, you lying bastard. I'm 6'1", so but being like I have degenerative disc disease, so sometimes sitting on the toilet, if it's like even past 5 minutes, my body hurts and I've got to stand. Like it's to the point where it's like I have no option at that point. But if I know there was some heavy mud situation happening down there, I'll stick it out just a little bit longer and at least get the first couple done.
Yeah, like
But here's my question to you: do you just use toilet paper or do you use like a flushable wipe or anything after that? What team are you on with that?
okay, so perfect world. I want a bidet. I want my bidet back. Yeah, that's what I want because
Okay,
toilet
that's a
paper is just nasty altogether.
true.
And like in my perfect world, there's none of that shit, anyways. But yeah, I go bidet. People are like, it's such a foreign thing to them, right? It's like, oh, water's put it up the fucking toilet. It's like your ass is clean. Your fucking
Super
ass
clean.
is clean. You
So
should hear
what
the
do you what do you do now? What do you do in today's
it's just
current
fucking
world?
toilet paper. Just toilet paper.
See,
Just
that's
rocking
where
the toilet paper.
no, I can't. And it started off with toilet paper and then baby wipes after because like there's just a certain level of cleanliness that comes with that. And then I discovered the flushable wipe, which actually smells even better and you don't have to worry about flushing it down the toilet and you're just clean as a whistle down there, man, cuz yeah, sometimes it gets to be a bit much and toilet paper you think catches it all, it doesn't sometimes catch it all. So just to take that extra little bit of love and care.
And then if you Google the waffle stomp, I mean that one's just the best altogether. So
I don't think I want to know what the waffle stomp is.
that in theory you would be the cleanest after the waffle stomp. So
In theory, okay, well then what's the waffle stomp?
oh, you want to know? Okay, so you want a description. Um, so you take a shit in the shower,
Mm-hmm.
and you just have your shower, and you know wipe your ass or whatever, and you just stomp it down the drain. Stomp your shit and whatever down the drain. You asked. You've
I
been
did.
informed.
I did. I asked. I
The more you
cannot
know.
insert the rainbow gif here. My God.
But yeah, that was it. I wasn't as organized with the music this time around, but next time we'll get some music going and stuff again.
Oh, that's okay, man. It's all good. It's honestly, there's a lot going on right now. And before we get into what we're listening to and what we're watching right now, so I actually got some exciting news. And by the time you listen to this episode, you will probably already see online. But part of the reason why I'm so anxious today is that I'm actually going to, in a couple hours from now, pick up a new fur baby, one that I've signed up to foster. It's going to start off as a foster situation with the intention of it being successful and turning into a full-time adoption. So his name is Loki and he's a 2-year-old black lab, well, almost two. His birthday is 4 days before mine. He's March 1st and I'm the 5th. It's drawing a lot of parallels for when I picked up Cooper, because when I got Cooper, he was at 15 months and he needed to get out of the situation that he was in. Now, fast forward 12 something years later, and another lab, and 16 months it needs to get out of this situation. He was surrendered to a shelter because of seizures. He had 2 seizures, and the family freaked out and surrendered the dog. And they put this dog on medication, and he's fine. So he's just been kind of kicking around in this shelter in Windsor. And someone that was a customer of mine originally at the cannabis shop and then became a friend saw the Remembering Cooper segment that I did and said, "You should foster," and showed me a picture of Loki. And I'm just like, yeah, let's work out the details here. So fingers crossed that everything works out well, but I'm going to be able to take him with me to work every day. And I think it's going to be really good, but I'm really, really nervous. It's a lot of emotions today so far. And yeah, so Mike, you've had experience with picking up, the pieces after losing a dog and then acquiring another dog's love in the future. Why don't you kind of share your experience with that?
I remember my hardest one, I'd say, was when I lost Chevy, which I mentioned in the podcast we were doing, where you were talking about Cooper. Because when he went, I swore that I wouldn't get another dog. I was just like, I'm not the pain and everything I'm feeling right now. Like, I don't want to ever go through that again. And that was the one thing in my head. But when I finally got Tango, the one that was with me the longest time in my life, like there was times where I was kind of like, oh, am I just doing I'm getting a new dog like it's an item or something, and that's not the case. It's just you're building a new relationship with an animal, like, and that's what it was like for me. But I went through these different times where it was like that switch over, right? And dogs always have different behaviors, right? So part of me would kind of be like, well, is the dog going to do this? Like one of the habits like Chevy had was that he loved chewing gloves. Like if you put a glove up and went up to him and played with him, he'd like wrestle with you with his face, and like he'd bite your hand, but not enough to like cause blood. So
Right. Yeah.
he used to call it the Chevy glove, and so he was really into that. And Tango was just kind of like, don't fucking want a part of this, but would do really like other cool stuff. Like dogs do all types of different things. So I remember there was a small part where it was like, oh, is it going to be doing the same stuff? Is the dog going to love me and whatnot? And the dog will definitely bond. They do in a caring family and situation like you got. And when just all the different things, it's like just a new experience. You know what I mean? And it's a grateful experience. And yeah, I really miss Chevy, but I miss Tango too. I miss all my dogs equally. They were all there for a great part of my life, and they lived amazing lives too. Like I made sure that they had a great life, and they were happy animals, and so it's such a growth. Like and they're always watching you from above or inside you. They're always inside you forever. They're always a part of you. Like part of me always wanted to get tattoos, just as kind of the reminder. I always thought I'd forget, but you don't forget. You know what I mean? Like they're, like you said, they're part of your family. Like another one too. Like people are always like, as soon as you have kids, you'll forget about all your attachment to dogs, and that didn't happen either. You know what I mean? Like I love my children. I love the dogs I had too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I guess it all depends on who you talk to, but it's great insight, especially
yeah,
because a lot of my current kind of fears and whatnot is just like, is he going to be super playful? Is he going to be like Cooper in ways? Is he going to do like what's he going to do? And it's just a lot of like, yeah, it's just a transition period, and I'm seeing pictures of him right now. Like to give a, I know by the time everyone listens to this, he'll already be just seeing some pictures of him now. He's being transported in sequences. So someone will drive from the shelter for an hour because he's coming from Windsor. So he's got a long day, and he needs to take breaks and stuff like that. But yeah, poor guy's in for a tough day. But I'm super excited to meet him, and I can't wait for the next episode to show him on camera and give a good report on that. But so yeah, new and exciting news. I was not expecting to go down this road so quickly, but it presented itself, and I just believe that there's nothing that is written out for you automatically. It's all just matter of circumstance and destiny, right? So yeah, really excited for Loki's arrival, but let's get into what we're listening to. So Mike, we want to start off with some of the tunes that you're listening to this week.
I've been listening to like my playlist is pretty random, so I'd say the three that I picked for today. One of them was "Dirty Work" by Steely Dan.
Oh,
I've been
great
loving,
tune.
yeah, I've been loving that one lately. That one's been really cool. Shockwave from Liam Gallagher, is
Okay, cool.
the brother from Oasis.
Yep.
That one's a really good one. If anyone's hasn't heard that one, he's got his own album that he brought out. I think it was about a year ago. I kind of slept on that, and I found that out about a month ago or two, and his stuff's pretty good. It's a lot of it is. It seems like there's a lot of like outlash with his music, like against his brother and whatnot, or his family and everything, which is kind of cool. It's just like it's almost like his story and his music in that one, and kind of going back a little further, but not as far as Dirty Work. Everything to Everyone by Everclear.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a good tune.
Yeah, yeah. And those are some of the three that have been kind of on my spin. I'm still listening to a lot of Oliver Tree, but I shouted them out already, so I'm trying not to do constant shout outs of the same artist and the same album.
Fuck
But
it.
yeah.
If they're people that you dig, yeah, keep pumping it, man. Because like you actually kind of chat with these folks and whatnot, and that's all cool. But those are all great choices. Everclear is one of those bands from the '90s that's just like, if you don't know Santa Monica and you're into '90s music, then you need to go back and check that one. But great
Mm-hmm.
choices, great choices. Some of the ones I went with are. Uh, One of the fun things about the podcast and doing this now is it makes me kind of go searching for new things that I probably wouldn't do otherwise, and music's one of them. And are you on Sirius XM? Like, do you listen to any Sirius XM radio or?
No, I used to, but I don't really anymore. See, to the audience out there, I don't drive, so I when I'm listening, I'm either walking or on the old bus express. But most of my moving around is I'll walk. Like I'll walk 3K to get somewhere instead of catch a bus or catch a cab, and I'll be listening to music most of the time when I'm doing that, or just kind of writing ideas as I go along. But I used to have the Sirius going on, but not so much anymore.
I've just got it. I got it when I first got my car, just because it came with the car for a little while, and I thought, this is cool, whatnot. And I listened to it a little bit at work, but I recently went back and because I'm doing so much driving now that I felt it was worth it, and I started really listening to Channel Octane, and it plays a lot of newer rock and such. Because I'll be really honest with you, I haven't really gone back to look for too much new rock, because I kind of thought that just rock fell off, and I was pretty wrong. Like one of the big tunes that I've come across is from the 2015 album FEAR, Face Everything and Rise by Papa Roach. The song's called Falling Apart. Great song. Heard that shit and it's like, wow, that's catchy. And I actually went back into Papa Roach's catalog yesterday and I just listened to the whole album, The Connection. And I actually got it on vinyl. I went to Amazon and plucked that one up right away. There was only one left. Huge vinyl collector, by the way. I want to get into talking about vinyls at some point. But so yeah, great tune. Definitely check that one out. There's a band out now called Remedy by Savage. Sorry, it's called Savage After Midnight, and they have a tune called Remedy. It's one of their new singles. Awesome tune. And then this one actually caught me for a loop because it's a heavier channel, and this person was on the top 10 on the channel, and the band's Daughtry, with the song Heavy is the Crown off of their new EP, Heavy is the Crown. It's a 2-song EP. I was like blown away. It was the riffs were super heavy, but the singing and everything, and just the way he put it all together. Because I see Daughtry kind of like a Bon Jovi-esque type artist, and to hear that he had a song on like a metal station, the fuck. But yeah, it fit. I understood why it fit. It's a banger, so check it out. Check it out on our YouTube playlist. We put together our songs each week on a playlist, so check it out. And let us know your comments and let us know your comments. Let us know in the comments what you think about it. And then also, what are we watching right now? So you want to start with maybe another show that you're watching?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was mentioning earlier in the podcast, I've been watching Documental, which is like a try not to laugh challenge in Japan. And this one scene where a guy's pushing a bento magnet out of his.
Yeah, we don't need to relive. Go on
Don't
to your
want to
new
relive.
show. No.
Okay. So I've actually been checking out on Bosch, that one that you were talking about there.
Hey, right
And I
on. Where are
got
you at on that one?
only 2 episodes in, but it's one that we're trying to watch. Me and the wife there are trying to watch a bit more. But yeah, Power. You recommended Power to me. We didn't do this in a podcast, but just personally, you recommended it, and I tried getting into it a few times, and for some reason, I just couldn't. I don't know why.
That's
But,
unfortunate
but
because it,
Bosch was cool. Bosch was something I was really into, and Loki's one I keep watching a bit because I can watch it around the kids. It's it's pretty pretty low rated for them. So, but also watching shows around kids that are really active, you can't really catch the plot line so much. So yes,
Right.
I've watched I think it's 4 episodes of it that's out now. But
5.
see, that's what I mean. But I think I got the most out of the first episode because that was just like a wow, I'm really into this, you know. So anyone that hasn't seen that first episode, and I want to check out what's his name, Chris Pratt. He's also I believe he's the guy that was in Parks and Rec. That's the guy who I'm at least trying to talk about here.
Yeah, he's in Guardians too. He's
Exactly,
Star Lord.
perfect. I
Yeah.
was wondering if I got the name right, but he's got a movie out on Amazon Prime right now. I'm trying to remember what it is, but it's getting a lot of ads.
Yeah, I don't remember it either, but every time I've logged into Prime, I've seen that they're really, really pumping it. But
Yeah, I want to watch that one, and I'll put an edited voice in. The movie is called
The Tomorrow War.
and that is my voice when I'm not recording podcasts. So yeah.
all right, well, how do I follow that up? Yeah, Bosch, great show. So for those that don't know, Bosch is like a crime show. He's he's a detective in like the murder units in the LAPD. Really, really good detective, but he's one of those like off the cusp, will do whatever it takes for justice, sort of like vigilante type shit, but not in a way that's super egregious, like those what do you call it? They got them everywhere. Miami CSIs, those CSI Miami with that Horatio or Fellatio or whatever his dumbass name is, where he has to take his little sunglasses off in the first 10 seconds and say something cute. Yeah, fuck that guy. Nothing like that shit. Bosch is actually cool. He listens to jazz music on vinyl, damn it, like that, and he's got a Deftones tattoo. So no, straight up though, Bosch is a great show. It's based after the book series that Michael Conley does. Great novelist. So definitely check that out. I just finished the series finale of Bosch, and they really tied it up well. And there's going to be actually spin-offs coming out of that, and I won't mention who, but yeah, really looking forward to the spin-offs from that, because that's the one thing I noticed TV's getting better at, is they're getting better at spin-offs and when to strike when the iron's hot and stuff like that. And it's a shame that you're not into Power, because Power's got all these Power book series out, and there are all these spin-offs, and they're just, I think they're going on the third one. They're about to release Raising Canaan, which is the 50 Cent character. So they go back in time and show his upbringing. So that's going to be really, really good. You might even enjoy that just based off of its own merit. But so yeah, I think it's called Power Book 3 Raising Canaan. But I'm also watching, I just finished season 2 of The Boys on Amazon Prime. That is a great show. Take on superheroes and what I think actual superheroes would do, because superheroes are always these holier than thou, goody two shoes. But in all actuality, if they had all that power, they would abuse it, and they would be actually the bad guys and not really the heroes. And that's kind of what The Boys is about, really kind of showing that between vigilante justice and between being superheroes, and then all combining together. It's a really, really great show.
It's like
And
giving Uncle Murphy superpowers.
it's like giving Uncle Murphy superpowers 100%. That's Homelander. Uncle Murphy is Homelander 100%. And currently, right now, I'm actually watching season 4 of Atypical. It just came out. It's a story about a boy with autism that's on the spectrum, and how he kind of navigates through teenage years and whatnot. And it's a wholesome show. It's a good family show, but it's really well written and really, really great acting in it. But yeah, so check that out. It's just on Netflix now, Atypical. So we'll close things off here and we'll shut down the shop. And you actually wanted to talk about this. Richard Bronson, from my understanding, has reached space.
Oh yeah, like I don't know if he has now, but he was there. Apparently, they're doing a test flight, or he's flying out there today. Like, and there's a race against him and the Amazon guy,
What, Jeff Bezos?
Bezos. Yeah, and it's like who can get there first, and all the money that's fucking spent on some boomer dream. Like, it's like I get it, everyone wants to go to space, but like look at all the fucking money that's put into this fucking shit. And they're both people that are, they want to go and, help with climate change, and they fight all this environmental shit, and you're gonna go fucking fly into space and burn all this fucking fossil fuels and all this shit that's so important to you guys, but it's a race and we all got to be a fucking part of it. Like,
because to them the bigger dick is the better situation than who's the cleanest and friendliest on a business level, because that's all bullshit. When they say they care about all those things, they don't care about all those things. It's the fact that Jeff Bezos makes $2,347 American per second in a day is what's so, and like some people don't even make that in a month in the US. And then that's, but then they show their true selves with, we want to see who's got the bigger dick here and who's the richest and who can get to space the quickest. Super productive, fellas. Super productive. This is going to change the world.
$250,000 American apparently is the minimum price to get a seat on one of those flights.
Unbelievable. Talk about like that's not even $5 to these people. You know, they don't care. But you know how much that could help somebody if that went somewhere. That's where it's like, I am for capitalism. I think there's a need for capitalism, but I also see a lot of needs for socialism. And I think if there was a way of combining the two, because I think the rich should get rich. I think if you're smart enough to have an idea and you're brilliant enough to be like a Jeff Bezos or a Richard Branson or anything like that, then you should be able to do that. But there should be a certain level of money that gets deducted from your earnings that goes towards social causes and takes care of the people. That's just, it's on a very small scale as it stands today, but mostly what it's centered around is giving tax breaks to the super rich and stuff like that so they can bank even more of their money, when I think they should be taxed more and some of that should go back into its people, especially people that spend countless amounts of dollars putting their own hard-earned money into their pockets. You know what I mean?
I agree with the raise the taxes, but and so they raise the taxes and then the government kind of figure out where that shit goes. But as soon as you get going, like, you're gonna take your earnings and you're gonna put it here. That's where I start going, I don't know about my freedoms. But they're
yeah, no, definitely not. It has to be the government that dictates
yeah.
it. The government just takes it and then they distribute it. Like you
Yeah.
can't, yeah, I don't believe in that either, saying you need to put a certain amount of your earnings towards this cause or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
let the government do that.
Yeah, exactly. What we vote for and everything, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
send it to referendums for fucking people to vote for and put it in bills and shit like that and figure out where the money should go. But
We need
I
a
don't
Facebook
know.
filter for that.
Yeah, there we go. There's our social justice cause right there. We need a Facebook filter on a very nice selfie with the whole family. You know, Loki and I. Maybe I get fucking Cooper fucking photoshopped in there. We're just having a big old fucking dog loving session, and we put that brilliant little fucking filter on the bottom that shows our social justice cause. So that's how we stand up to injustice. Bullshit. But I want to plug this cup. So if you've been watching me go to town while drinking out of this ginormous Canadian Talkin Shop cup, I want to introduce you guys to the Crafters Collection. So the Crafters Collection, they do all sorts of different custom items, whether it's like pillows, but specifically at the moment, different cups and whatnot. And we want to thank the Crafters Collection for putting together this awesome cup for me to use on the show. So you can check them out. They're at TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at the Crafters Collection. So TheCraftersCollection. Check them out. Give them some love. Place an order. They do so many things. They do seasonal items, sticker cups, keychains, trays, acrylic work, personalization with your company graphics. So really, really awesome work. Turnaround time really quick. Thank you very much again for this mug. It's been a pleasure to use it while filming. And that does it today for the CTS podcast. Mike, do you have anything that you want to plug before we go?
Just go check us out on our socials and like I said before, go look around and see who's got an Apple still, and grab it and log on in, and upgrade your iPads and those things, the iTouches, because their iOS is out of date, and get us some comments, because we're really looking for those Apple comments. And if you can't stand me or my beautiful angelic voice, come shout out at me on Facebook. I'm not really into adding friends because I have so many loyal followers on my friends list. But I'm over at Cutlet House on Facebook, and I'm over at YouTube on Cutlet House Plays on Facebook and Cutlet House on YouTube, and I've got Instagram as well. If anyone wants to shout out and see what I'm all about on there. But yeah, Apple.
So there you go. Take a screenshot. Let us know you're listening. Tag us. Tag myself, CTS_pod on Instagram. Go to Facebook. Type in the Canadian Talkin Shop podcast. You'll find mostly Mike's the one that's active on that one. I pop in every now and again to say hello. You could also check us out on Snapchat, CTS_pod on Snapchat as well. We're not really on Twitter. We're kind of there on TikTok, CTS Pod on TikTok. But to close out with the strains of the week, the Sour Kush by Divi is definitely one of my favorite strains that are rocking right now. Comes in this really kick-ass tin. Again, it's 12 pre-rolls, 0.3 grams per joint. I give it a solid 9 out of 10. The flavor is phenomenal. Smoke burns really, really nice. Sometimes a 0.3 is all you need, and it just gives you that nice little jolt. I find it's a little on the 50-50 side for indica sativa dominant for this hybrid strain. Check it out. And then this one, Green Kush by our friends at Wildlife Cannabis. Really, really good stuff as well. I was expecting it to be a little heavier hitting than what it turned out to be, but it was still a really smooth smoke, still really smoked well, burnt well. Solid high, solid flavor. I would give it a solid 8 out of 10. So we've yet to come to one that I've really wanted to bury as of yet, but and I hope I don't. But the legal market, people, I'm telling you, all these things I'm reviewing is all from the legal market. I've been a smoker for 22 years now or so. Yeah, about 22 years. So I don't know. I seem to really dig it. I mean, you smoke legal stuff yourself, right? Like you're into the Pure Sun Farms and that.
Yeah, Pure Sun Farms is a really good one. And just recently, I was walking down the street, and I bumped into this. So it was just like on the road, right? So
Okay.
like, yeah, I don't buy illegally. This was just on the road, okay? So like, yeah, it's not the greatest stuff. It's Purple God, or at least that's what the bag said when I found it on the road. I'm thinking it's an indica.
Yeah, it looks well. I mean, it's hard to tell
there
by
we
the
go.
looks,
You
but
can see
yeah,
it now, right?
yeah, definitely can see it. Yeah, it looks solid. You could definitely see the purple involved in
Now,
it.
I don't recommend people picking up bags of weed on the road and just taking it home and smoking it. Yeah,
I've done it.
I'm in a neighborhood where it just seems to kind of be around, and
I'd done it back in on a 420 actually when I was a teenager. I was like 15 years old. I was walking down the street on a 420 and got like a quarter bag of weed. It was just sitting there, and you bet your fucking ass I smoked that shit. We smoked all that day.
well, I pity the fool that would ever walk down one of the parks around where I live, because when I was younger, I used to get a pack of rollies and I just roll random joints out of like fucking grass and twigs, and then fucking leave them behind. So if you find a joint, you better be ripping that shit open, man. Better ripping that shit open.
And on that note, that's enough, Mike, for 1 week. We're gonna shut down the shop for real this time. I'm your host, Stu Francis. Again, check us out on social media. Follow us on YouTube. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. Play along. Tag along. Bring along. Invite your friends. It's always been a pleasure. And Mike, until next week.
I'm Mike Barakoff. Enjoy your day, enjoy your week, and have a blast.